That building there is Messe Berlin, or Messe Berlin, however you want to pronounce it. It means I'm back at IFA this year for 2025 to take a look at the latest and greatest technology. But the only problem is, I've been saying IFA all wrong. It's not called IFA, it's called IFA. But anyway, that's by the by. Let's go and take a look at some really cool technology because I'm so excited. It is the end of day 3 and I'm a tired boy indeed. But we're here to see Govee lights now. Still got a bit of energy to see what they've been up to, because I love Govee lights. I've been using them for years. I've used their TV lights, their bulbs, their everything, Christmas light. Literally every form of lighting that I have a Govee version of, because they are so good and they allow smart home control across all of my lighting solutions that I need. But they've released a load of new stuff for IFA that we've got to go and take a look at. So come on. Now you remember when I reviewed the Govee TV Backlight 3 light. And I said back then it was a bit strange they called it light because there was no other product. There was no full fat version, there was no normal version until now. This is the Backlight 3 Pro, and they've done a number of things to upgrade the quality of this that really gives it that pro name. And the first thing they've done is upgrade the density of the LEDs. Now, compared to the TV Backlight 3 light, this has over double, because that had 30 LEDs per meter and this has 75 LEDs per meter, which is extremely dense. There's almost no gap in between each of the LEDs on here, and what that results in is an extremely vibrant but extremely accurate color production when mimicking what's on the screen. But how does it mimic what's on the screen? Well, it does it exactly the same as all other Govee TV lights, which by the way were the first of its kind to use a camera on top of the television to read the picture and then project that to the ambient bias lighting around the outside. And what's special about this is that it doesn't just have one camera, it doesn't just have 2 cameras, it has 3 cameras on the underside to make this the most powerful camera TV backlight system that you can possibly buy. In terms of accuracy, it's almost on par with actual HDMI sync boxes. So if you didn't want to have one of those, this is a phenomenal option and the most powerful TV backlight that Govee have ever done. And I'd probably say the most powerful TV backlight you can buy at this moment in time. This is an example of that technology. You can see here, like his hair then came off. Look at that! The accuracy that this now displays is phenomenal. Those 75 LEDs per meter really makes a massive difference to how accurate it mirrors what's on that screen, and this is just a fantastic demonstration of it. Honestly, it's made a massive difference, and people who love bias lighting are going to be extremely pleased with this update, I can tell you that. This wall is a physical manifestation for all of the reasons why I love Govee. And it's because there's just so many different options for all manner of solutions, both those that love gaming, those that love RGB, and those that just love having a home that you can control and utilize in a warm and inviting environment. There's so much going on. But on this wall, there is one hidden product that is a upgrade or a slightly new release of something we have featured before, and I don't know if you've been able to spot it just yet, but it's those up there. These are the first of its kind to use 3 different LEDs within one small unit, all giving their own individual color. You can see right now they're all individually flicking between the colors, which adds a really interesting effect. They've also managed to upgrade their waterproof rating from IP67 to IP68, which I think is an industry-leading standard when it comes to outdoor lighting. So it's fantastic to see that increase in resistance. It means you can have them out all year round without any problem. And that's important because for me, I used the outdoor lights in the dead of winter last time, and they were fantastic. They were part of my Christmas display, and actually with these they'd make an even better Christmas display with those 3 individual light colors. It's a fantastic update to the range, and I think it really does give an amazing effect. And have this on your house, that'll be the envy of all your neighbors. So this was a bit of a surprise as well. This is the Curtain Lights Pro, and very much like the TV Backlight 3 Pro, they've increased the density of the LEDs on here to create a much more vibrant and consistent picture. This is exactly what was needed in the curtain range, in my opinion. There's also a couple of other little updates to this, which I really think go a long way to making the experience with the curtain lights fantastic. One of those is the addition of a little bar along the bottom. This can support all of the LEDs along the bottom, keeping all of these straight. You can, of course, remove this bar and have them all dangling like the previous versions, but this makes a big difference if you want to have it set like this in place at all times. Another thing as well, they've upgraded the refresh rate to 30 Hertz, which kind of gives it that 30 FPS style and makes the image more smooth. You can probably see here, compared to the previous generations, it's a much more smooth image. So if you're having animations display all the time, generally this Curtain Light Pro is going to make a big difference to your overall experience and how it looks in the home. Now this is a product that I'm seeing for the very first time, so I thought I'd show it off on camera. This is the Govee pendant light, and it takes a much more stylistic approach to lighting that I think will suit many more homes than perhaps the RGB crew that you typically have. This is really very nice, and actually I have 2 pendant lights that are very similar in my kitchen, but they're not smart. I think these could be a very good contender, especially if I can turn them into warm white or cold white or daylight white and have colour like this. I think it'll add an awesome effect. If we look at this one over here, we've even got a tiered approach to the colouring. Someone set this so you've got a blue thing on the bottom, green band on the side, and then orange on top. That is just stunning. And actually there's another product with this similar design aesthetic over there. Now I'm in Govee's simulated bedroom over here, which explains why I'm holding a cuddly shark. Or does it? This is the product that I wanted to come and take a look at. This is their uplighter, which sends this awesome kind of glow of the Aurora on the ceiling, but also offers this kind of coloured style, cylindrical type shape thing, very, very similar to the pendant light we took a look at over there. And I think this design aesthetic is really quite something. But it's not just this kind of RGB stuff it does. If you wanted to turn all of that off and have just a normal smart lamp, all you do is either hold that button or set it in the app, and voila, you've got a downlighter lamp as well. So that's everything from Govee at IFA 2025. It's very, very clear that these guys are still miles ahead in the industry of smart lighting, because there is a solution for everything. And it's really awesome to see some of the innovations and changes they're making to some of their core lineup. What I really like is that they're focusing not just on adding new features, but increasing the quality, increasing the density of those LEDs to create a more colourful, more vibrant, more exact image, especially with those TV backlights and that curtain. Will we see an increase in density in other of their ranges? I have no doubt whatsoever. And as well, the thing is, all of the stuff we've seen today isn't just for people who love RGB lights and gamified stuff. They're for everyone. Some of the stuff there that I've seen today that I haven't actually laid eyes on yet, like their pendant lamps and their uplighter, they actually look really sophisticated and sleek for every person's home and prove real function, whilst also being particularly nice with design. But that's everything from Govee, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do want to take a look at any of the Govee stuff, I'll leave a link in the description below. And also, if you want to see any more of our IFA content for 2025, please do check out the playlist in the description. And if you're watching on television, don't be afraid to hit that QR code there with your phone. Not literally, use the camera to scan it. Please don't break your television. But other than that, for me, that's my IFA 2025 done. So my closing remarks are, wow, that was cool. I'll see you next year.